Pause up, everyone. Welcome to Meowy Hour. My voice just scared away pet safety cat Casey. Hey, this show is brought to you each and every Wednesday night by the Cat Fancier Association, and we are giving pause and applause to our great sponsor, the makers of Kitty Raid, Doggy Raid, and yes, a meal topper called Yummy Raid. And during the show, pay attention during the trivia because you're going to get your paws on a 3-pack of this. I can't do this show without my cool co-host. We're talking about all breed CFA judge, Kathy Black. Hey, Kathy. And a very sleepy doggy designee, Destiny. We got a real familiar face in the house. We love her. She does so many good things. She's multi-talented. Of course, I'm speaking of all breed CFA judge and editor of Cat Talk, fresh back from Milan, Italy, from a cat show. Ooh la la la. We're talking Teresa Keiger. Teresa, you get to be a guest on Meowy Hour.
Oh, I'm not like on the other. Well, I'm on the same side of the screen, I guess.
Do you want to thank the Academy?
I would like to thank the Academy.
Hey, we're going to talk about what it's like to finally get to cross the pond and be able to judge an international cat show, what it's like to be editor of a great magazine's won a lot of awards, Cat Talk, and what she does for fun when she's not hanging around kitty cats. But at first, I wanted to let you know, my previous life, I was a newspaper reporter. Do you remember newspapers, everyone? I was actually for 20 years during the heyday when news was news. We're not getting political, just news was news. My job was in some controversial topics to be the referee in a boxing match. Make sure each side gets a chance to give their, don't throw it yet.
Sorry.
That's all right. But so I went and looked and found some fun feline cat headlines. Miss Teresa, you're a graphic artist. What do you think of the photo I grabbed?
Aww.
What kind of kitty is that, everybody? Is that just a tortoiseshell?
It's a brown patch, tabby, and white.
Patch, tabby, and white.
Listen to them. They know their cats. All right. So here's some of the ridiculous cat headlines, and you all can chime in. I found number 1. Catastrophe averted. That was the headline. And here's the deal. That was the headline. Whoops, I hear some echo. Hang on. That was the headline. Whoops, I hear some echo. Hang on.
Yeah, it's not me.
It's me.
Okay. Okay, so catastrophe averted refers to this cat who was at an animal rescue, and it was a friendly cat named Zeke, and Zeke in Sarasota. Zeke had a special talent in the shelter's office. He dialed 911. He kept dialing 911 with his paw. So good news, he got adopted, and the person does not have a landline phone. So hopefully there won't be any more 911s.
I think my dog needs to call 911. Look, her poor face, she's face down on the table.
Well, there is another.
Hard.
There's a ginger boy, a red cat, just a regular mutt cat named Dodger. And the headline was "The Other Cat Carrier." Why? Because this cat regularly catches the city bus, gets out of the house and catches the bus. And everybody was looking at this cat and was like, oh, there he is. I wonder if he had to pay a fare. So here we go. I think this is a no-brainer. Cat nap science. The fine folks at AMM found out that cats are really good at sleeping.
Surprise,
Really?
surprise.
Who knew?
Really? When you make your endowments, be careful what your money goes to. Okay. In Iceland, I did not know that cats are wild party animals. The headline was, I like to party, because the police were called to break up a ruckus cat party at an abandoned house in Iceland. I wonder how kitties party. What do you guys think?
You've seen them on catnip.
On the town is what I was going to say.
Oh, this man, he used his cat. The headline is, has H-A-Z Wi-Fi. The man would have his cat map out which neighbors have hi-fi networks that he could hack. So he had a little device on the kitty's collar.
Yeah.
Don't let kitties be led into a life of crime.
No.
Okay, I love this one. Paw and order. That's the headline. A cat was summoned for jury duty in Boston. Apparently, the court system did not know that the cat, who was named Sal Esposito, was a four-legger and not a human. And the people kept trying to say, you can't have my cat be on the jury. And the courts kept going back to deny their appeals until they finally brought the cat in to show his name is Cal Esposito and had veterinary records.
Well, he would have been the foreman if they would have put him on the jury.
What do you think of that one, Teresa? I mean,
See, they're going, I think he would have been better than a lot of foremen. I love the name.
okay. In case of cat, break glass. So in the house, a kitty named Princess tipped over a kerosene lantern and started a house fire. But the dog, Thumper, a black lab, alerted all the family, and yes, Kitty was saved too. So Kitty started the fire, the lab alerted.
Yeah. Thank goodness
I guess
it
the
didn't
kitty
all
wanted to do
perish.
scratching post.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could have been a sad story, a sad
would-
tale.
yeah.
Could have
Yeah,
been a
but all
very
good,
sad
all good.
tale.
I
Yeah.
only do positive headlines. Okay, I love this one. I don't think I want to meet this gentleman. No tomcats allowed. A Florida man was arrested for calling 911 because his cat, we must bond with him very strongly, was denied entry into a strip club. Too many things I could say that I
Yeah,
would.
that's exactly where I went. Yeah.
Everybody use your imagination. Okay. And finally, this is a cat I love. There's a real cat burglar. This cat broke into a fish store years ago in Russia when all was being nice, and consumed $1,000 worth of seafood.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, he found Nemo.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this very, very fish-loving cat got adopted. But I just hope that they don't have the kitty go anywhere near their refrigerator because the kitty's a fishaholic. I think
he had a bounty on his head too. So yeah.
And then there's a cute headline saying, "You gotta be kidding me." And it was talking about when the first cat cafe opened in the United States, which is in Oakland, California. So what do you think of my headlines?
I love the one about the fish market. I can just see that happening. Oh, it's caviar?
Oh, yes, please. I would like to have some for this paw and this paw. I don't need a fork and knife. No, thank you. I can.
Yeah. I have my own built-in utensils.
Yeah, talk about fishy breath. Whew, that cat. So anyway, we just wanted to welcome every one of you. We're glad you're here on this fine day in April 13th. We are going to get into, you've been waiting with fishy or bated breath as to what the answer was from last week's trivia question. The question was, name the pet lifestyle expert who is credited with creating National Pet Day way back in 2016, which is April 6th. We celebrated it on the show last week. And the answer is C, Colleen Page. Hey, Kathy, anybody got some winners? They get, woo, 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 they get somewhere this kitty raid. And doggy raid and yummy raid. My cats love it. Come here, Casey. You want some?
That's
kitty?
right. So Margaret Hope in Chicago, I remember, I think, is the winner from last week. She gets the samples of the Kitty Raid from our sponsor. Thank you so much, Kitty Raid. And Margaret Hope, congratulations.
Okay. Now, for the trivia question today, all I can say is I ain't lying. All right, that's a really bad pun to introduce this question. I want to test your knowledge, everyone. What percentage of DNA do domestic cats like Casey, hi Casey, share with lions? Here's your 4 choices. And if you know this answer, please have a poker face, Miss Teresa. Okay.
I actually don't know this off the top of my head.
Okay, so here are your choices. Is it 28%? Is it 55.5%? Is it 95.6%? Or is it 100%? Now, I know there's a book out there, a very famous book called The Lion in Your Living Room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping you don't have 100% lion in your domestic cat, but I'm giving you an easy, don't say D tip. But it may surprise you. So again, what percentage of our cats who sleep with us, who purr in our laps, share DNA? What percentage of DNA do they share with the lion? Is it 28%? Is it 55.5%? Is it 95.6%? Or is it 100%? Go ahead and jot down what you have. And Kathy, tell them they got a few days to tell their buddies too, to try to win the pack of doggy, kitty, and yummy raid.
That's right. So you can put your answer in the Facebook live chat, or you can send me an email, which is the preferred method, to my email address. It's in my name here, kathy.black@yahoo.com. Put your answer in an email, send it to me so I can get back to you if you're the randomly chosen winner. And I do that on Sunday afternoon when I get around to it. And so I have one week.
High production.
One Sunday it was almost 7 o'clock and someone emailed me and I'm like, "You're not too late." And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just now getting to it." So yeah, do it preferably before Sunday afternoon. But if you're a little tardy, you might still have a chance. But send it to my email, kathy.black@yahoo.com, and we will pick a winner and announce you next Wednesday.
That sounds great. Good luck, everybody. Now, I got to tell you, when this notion of Meowy Hour was being considered, I was very happy because I knew one person involved in this, and that is our special guest today, Teresa Keiger. Teresa and I think we've known each other about 20 years now, right? From the Cat Writers Association.
It has been that long.
I've been a member since 1999.
Okay, so no, I came in a lot later than that.
Okay. All I know, when I was the contest chair and the MC at the award ceremony, and the winner is Teresa Keiger, and the winner is Teresa Kyger. You have consistently done a stellar job as editor of Cat Talk, but she has so many talents. I think you need to change your last name to Moore.
More? No.
I don't know if Rob would go for that.
Well, I didn't change it to his name either, so.
But the nice thing is she has many talents, and she's making this a better world for cats and their people. I mean, we're going to get into it. She is an all breed CFA judge. She has traveled all over the world. She is an exceptional graphic artist and designer. She is the editor of Cat Talk. Do you have any kind of magazine there to show?
It's upstairs.
Okay.
I'm not in my office.
Okay. And we're going to plunge into, she actually was in a bench jeweler, and you were trying to do something because you have a very good photographic photography talents, making tired old furniture look a little nicer.
Look like, I usually say, look like something you would actually want to buy.
Yeah.
And make sure it all matches.
All right. So she has been all over the globe. And I want to just dive in because the most recent trip is the one that happened. She finally got over jet lag yesterday. And tell us a little bit about the International Cat Show you were judging in Milan, Italy.
Oh,
So you're from
yeah.
Greensboro, North Carolina. What kind of hopper were you getting?
Yeah, it was, well, I went from here to Atlanta, Atlanta to JFK, JFK to Milan. So
Okay.
it was actually relatively easy. A little tricky with all the storms going through the end of last week, but we made it and it was fun. But the exciting thing for me was that this was my first overseas trip in like 2 years. We're finally coming out of COVID and having cat shows again here in the US, and now Europe is opening up. So that was just really exciting.
So, I mean, I recently took a trip and I hadn't been on an airplane in a while. Do you realize how much you forget?
Yes.
So what's
Yeah.
something, without embarrassing you, but is there something you forgot, or as far as procedure when you're going on an international flight and you're like, I used to do this in my sleep?
Exactly. And maybe that was it. I wasn't in my sleep, but you have your routine. And for those of us who travel a lot, your bag stays half packed. It's like for our exhibitors, your cat show bag is always half packed. And I had to go through, okay, do I have this? Converters? I'm going to need converters.
Oh, yeah.
That.
You
A
went to
passport. Oh yeah, the passport. I got to make sure of that. But
Do you have a global entry?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good thing to have.
Oh, it's amazing. Just right on through.
So, do you speak Italian?
No, I took French and German. Gatto. Actually, the name of the club that I was judging for is 44 Gotti.
Oh, 44 Gotti. Nice.
44 Gotti. And I was asking over the weekend, I'm like, tell me about the name of this cat. And evidently it's a European children's song.
Oh, I've always wondered where they got that cat club name.
Yeah, I thought this could be a cat talk article. Why is your club named that? Because there's some pretty cool names out there.
Yeah, that sounds good. So tell us about the event. How many divisions were there? How is it similar to ones people may come to here in the United States?
Exactly like the cat shows we have here. CFA has, this is how things are done. And this is a smaller show. Again, they're just now coming out of COVID too. And folks are understandably a little more apprehensive about coming up, but they had, I think, about 100 cats entered. And, it was.
Who won? Who won?
Well, it's just like here. You've got the kitten division, you've got the championship division, and we had 4 judges on Saturday, 4 judges on Sunday. So I don't even know. I have no idea who the overall winner was. But I will tell you, the Persians and exotics in Europe are amazing.
They're always beautiful.
Gorgeous.
What do you think why that is?
There's just some really nice breeders there. They've been working on them for a long time. And they've got beautiful cats, and they sell their cats worldwide. I saw a cat this last weekend in Missouri that came from Europe. Two cats that came from a breeder in Europe.
Really?
So yeah, so they just got some really nice cats.
They do, yeah.
Now, you just gave me a list of some countries that you have judged cat shows. I've always just wanted to win a trip on Wheel of Fortune, but you are a winner all the time. Ready, listeners? Check this out. She has judged international cat shows, and this is just a list. There's probably more countries. Sweden, Finland, Russia. Well, I don't think that's going to happen for a while. Kuwait, Brussels, Belgium, Germany, France. We've been to Italy before. China, Malaysia, Thailand, Taiwan, Japan, Korea. And for other groups, you've been to New Zealand and Australia. I would love to see your passport. Is it stamp?
Well, the old one was. Now I have the new one. But yeah, it's like that. And I know Kathy, who's been judging longer than I have, and many more of our judging panel have even more even more of a list. So we're very, very fortunate that to be able to do this and to have, however we found our way into the cat fancy, even as an exhibitor, I was saying, I'm on the West Coast. I never thought I would be here, even if it's the weekend.
I have to tell you a funny story, Arden. So
Sure.
I was judging a show in France, and Teresa was there exhibiting.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay, along with
Yep.
another exhibitor from Colorado. This Colorado exhibitor had a huge Maine Coon. Teresa had a Russian Blue. They had been to Germany. Was it
We
the
were in
week
Germany,
before?
in Stuttgart. Yeah.
They were in Germany the week before, then
No.
they came down to
No.
France the next weekend. And they had this little tiny car. And another judge
is it a
and
clown
I,
car? I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
it
about.
gets better.
yeah, this judge that one of the other judges I was judging with, she found a very nice hotel up by the airport. We were hours away by train to get out of our departing airport to come home. So we hitched a ride with Teresa and Trudy in their little clown car. I mean, the big Maine Coon crate was in the back seat between us. Vicky had her suitcase in the floorboard with her legs crossed on top of it. And we took off on this trip to go to, I guess, Paris?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. We were flying out of Charles de Gaulle.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So it was quite hilarious. And we had all our luggage, the cat stuff, the four of us, plus the two cats on a road trip. And
You have to realize cats travel with as much stuff as you do.
Oh, yes, you're right. I think they travel more.
With more.
You
Mhm.
carrier, litter box, blah, 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 blah. When I go on any kind of trip with Casey to teach or to present, I'm laughing because most of the luggage is Casey's.
Yeah.
Well, you learn the more you exhibit how much you can cut down, especially when you fly international. But yeah, that was a trip I'll never
That was
forget.
so much. And we had such a good time that entire 2 weeks.
So
I have so
that
many
brings it up
stories.
because there may be some of our listeners that want to compete in an international show. What's some tips, Teresa, and then Kathy, you can jump in, that you can recommend to keep their kitties safe and sane on the way to the show?
Make sure that you travel with their items in hand. That means a bottle of water. You can pick up water along the way,
Right.
with a package of food, with something that you can put food into, and a syringe or something if you need to give them water by mouth, because you can't
Okay.
let them get out and hydrate.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You
Yeah.
know, you can find stuff for you later on, but if your flight gets delayed, you can go find something to eat, but you need to be prepared to put them in a tent or something in the airport, because if you're going to get stuck there for a while. So just be prepared with everything for Kitty.
Have to go down south. You know me, I'm a bathroom girl. What do you do to help them? They can't be doing Kegels for 8 hours.
No, usually what we do, and even exhibitors in the States, when we travel, you'll have the carrier or possibly a cage, but I would take a carrier and then put a little tiny litter box, like one of your plastic containers with
Yeah.
some litter in there, back of the litter box.
Okay. I
And
would think there's some cleanup too, right?
yes, yes, you learn to travel with paper towels and lots of paper towels and little baggies to,
Yeah, I would take a cardboard litter box. They make
Okay.
foldable cardboard ones with a baggie of litter, which always TSA doesn't know what it is. They always think it's some kind of drugs or something.
Yep.
And then if the cat got really desperate, we would go to the family restroom, because the family restroom in the airport is
Oh,
separate with a door. And the one
yeah,
time I
that's a
tried to
great
have my
idea.
cat do it in the stall, he saw feet and he's like, people, and he's jumping out, and I'm putting him back in and he jumped out. And we did that for like 20 minutes until he finally looked at me and said, okay. But then, I learned later, go to the family restroom. The floors can be really nasty in there, but still at least it's a room that you can close the door and the cat is isolated from all the distractions. And then you can either dump it or, try to reuse the litter box if you can. But That's something else. And then also, I always flew American, which American will not let you take a cat in cabin overseas, period. So I don't have a lot of experience flying that long of a distance with a cat, but I've flown a lot domestically with a cat, and you just need to, like she said, a little tiny plastic. They can get their little butts in something, not very wide if they have to.
Yeah.
But most of the time they just hold it. They're like, I'm going to hold it. I can wait.
You would be
At this point.
amazed. Oh no, when they're like not sure about something, it's like we're holding it. Like even in the hotel room, nope,
Yes.
not gonna go. It's Sunday morning, child. You need to go. Nope,
Yeah.
not gonna do it.
And
Yeah,
then
my
I
Maine
don't-
Coon would go the whole
It's
weekend.
important.
Never use the bathroom the whole weekend until we
Wow.
got home. Yeah.
Wow. I have not that problem. Hey, according to my notes, you're going to be celebrating your 15th year as an all-breed CFA judge.
Yeah, yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
What said to you way back then, 15 years ago? I know you love cats. I know you love the cat fancy. What made you say, I think I want to be a judge, and I think I would prefer to be a cat judge than a little league umpire.
Me too. Believe me. Well, it had to be
Get catty
actually.
on the ball field.
It had to be more than 15 years ago because, at that time you had to have exhibited for 10 years.
Oh,
You had
really?
And you had to, in your primary breed, you had to exhibit, you start out in your specialty, either long hair or short hair, and you have to have exhibited a number of different breeds and body types within that specialty. You had to have produced enough grants and enough titles and done a lot of work at being a clerk and attended a breed orientation school, and then you get to apply.
And be well known.
And it is not.
Does that mean you buy drinks for everybody? No, you just have a lot of ribbons. So, all right. And how did you become an all breed judge? Because the CFA has what, 46?
45 different breeds.
Okay.
So that's part of what I was just saying, was you start off in your specialty and you study all of the breeds in that specialty while you're working on that. And then you start as a trainee judge and you handle only the short hair cats. And then after you have judged enough shows and had good reports and done through that, and you've started showing cats in the other specialty, you can then apply for that specialty. And then it takes about 5 to 6 years just to get to go to start from baby judge to you're now an all breed judge.
So being an all breed judge, there are some breeds you judge that are similar, right?
Yes, yes.
So can you give me a couple examples and what's some nuance in cat breed A that is not a factor for cat B, because you're an all breed judge?
First thing that comes to mind is our, I call them the Southeast Asian group, the Siamese.
Okay.
And then its long hair counterpart, the Balinese, the color point short hair, which derives from the Siamese, its long hair counterpoint, the Javanese, and then the Oriental long hair and short hair. So that's, 5 breeds directly descended from the Siamese. They have the same body structure, and you're looking at the pattern and the nuances with that. For example, the whole purpose of an Oriental short hair is color. All 300 and what are we up to now, Kathy? 60 something.
I always say
patterns.
a million. That's what I always say.
If you can,
it's a million. But that memory bank, move over Google or file cabinets. How do you keep everything in the memory bank? Because you're looking at the cat, you're judging them, but you're looking for certain things that would make that cat worthy of being a champion.
I break it up into groups.
Okay.
And you look at the head, because there's a standard that describes the perfect example of every breed. And while breed A may have 50 points just on the head alone, the profile, the ear set, and all that just on the head, where In breed B, there's like a few points, not a few points, but maybe 20 points on the head, but the coat and pattern will be a whole nother, completely different. Fun fact, there are actually more points on a Maine Coon's coat than there are on a Persian.
Really?
Color and pattern is much more, color and pattern, and the coat is more important on a Maine Coon.
They want that shaggy coat. So that's why they put a lot of points on it. A lot of people, we have people that try to be judges that will dissect a cat. You know, this is the head, this is the body, this is the coat, this is the color, you know, and you break it all into its different parts, and then you can't put it back together again as a cat.
And that,
and that's not the way we judge. People are always confused about how we judge. But I always say, if I gave you a description of something and told you to draw a picture and gave that same description to 10 people, you would draw 10 different pictures, right?
Yeah,
or if I gave you a picture and told you to write a description of that picture, you'd get 10 different descriptions of that picture. That's the same thing in our cat breeds. We have a written description that we're trying to apply to a living being, a sentient animal, right? And so everyone's going to kind of look at it differently and interpret things differently. But through our training, through the thousands and thousands and thousands of cats that we've handled, I get a picture in my head of the perfect cat.
Do you do the same?
Match it to the standard. Yeah.
yeah, you know,
Casey has a question. Teresa, what do you enjoy most about being a cat judge? I think it's a cool job that I know I have no business ever trying.
wow, there's so many things that I love. You know, inside the show hall, it's discovering that cat. It's the one you put your hands on and you just absolutely fall in love with. Another thing that I really enjoy is meeting people all over the world and the US, and just hanging out with them and you know, it's like no matter where you go, there are people who love animals just as much as you do.
We're a big family.
Yeah, we really are.
And everyone, about a year ago, I got to go to a CFA show that was being held in the Dallas area. And my two buddies here, Teresa and Kathy, were the big judges there. And I was like a kid in a candy store. There is something electrical, something exciting. And I love the fact that it is championing all cats, even the household cats. But people were so friendly and willing to answer your questions, because I was as curious as a cat, I confess. But
no, she was like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
What? No, but I find it interesting because I know people know that dogs have tons of differences, and dog breeds that you can hold in your hand, and dogs that could probably pick you up by their paw. Over 200 recognized by the American Kennel Club. But even though there's 45 recognized by the Cat Fancier Association, what's the what would be a couple extremes of looks in cats, would you say? Rusty had that question for you, Aunt Teresa.
Oh, I think about when I go, you can do this a couple of different ways. You can talk about the completely hairless Sphinx and the big fluffy Persian.
Wow.
We can talk about the long and elegant Siamese, or we can talk about, even within on the Southeast Asian spectrum, these short and cobby Burmese.
Okay.
So there's.
And what about size-wise? What's on the extreme as far as?
Well, the Maine Coon is our largest breed. Blue, who I could not persuade to come down.
I heard he was snoring. I think I heard him snoring.
Yeah, he does snore. He's overweight, but he's a good 22 pounds. But I have judged cats that are in good show condition who are 22 pounds of solid muscle. So they are our largest cat. On the other end of the scale, we have the Singapura, which tops the scale about 4 or 5 pounds.
In one of my recent cat first aid classes, one of my students had a Singapura.
Really?
So beautiful, but so tiny. But that's a classy lady. I mean, that cat was female, but what's their personality?
Again, very loving, affectionate. They are from, again, it's another one of our Southeast Asian cats.
Mhm.
They like to be with you. And those eyes, those big
Yeah, they were
eyes,
mesmerizing. I was going to
just-
give the cat my checkbook. I was like, here, just take my credit card.
We've
take my
always
checkbook."
had a thing for Singaporeans. I remember that.
I just love their markings. I like
Yeah.
the
Little
pencil
bit.
tracings off their eyes. They have this dark brown that runs down their legs like they've had diarrhea. Interesting.
Well, I was
look.
going to get some eyeliner makeup tips from Singapore, but I'm staying away from the diarrhea markings.
They can have marks on their legs. I bred a breed that couldn't have marks on its legs, and so they can have marks, and so and all those are different on each cat. So they're just an interesting little breed. Yeah.
In your household, Teresa, when we started Meowy Hour, it was so neat to see your Russian blue Phoebe. And I understand you have Phoebe's mom, Minerva.
She
and-
heard her name. Come here,
Phoebe,
sweetheart.
it's Aunt Arden.
Come here, Phoebes. Oh, she was sleeping on the other side of the computer. Yep, here's Phoebes.
So tell us the connection you have with Russian blues.
Well, I bought, my husband and I, the short version, because it could take a while, bought Russian blue neuters as pets. And one of the breeders said he's good enough to show in the neuter and spay division and premiership if you wanted to. We'd been to a couple of cat shows by then. I'm like, these people are really kind of cool and it's a neat environment. And yeah, then we got hooked. And then we started breeding.
They're
And
beautiful, but what is it that they, I mean, you know every cat breed. What is it about the Russian blue?
I just have a real emotional connection with them. They're intelligent, a little too intelligent sometimes. I love the feel of their fur. I love the mesmerizing green eyes.
Yeah, they hypnotize you, don't they?
Yeah, I showed you.
You will go into the kitchen, open the refrigerator, and give me a piece of cheese.
Minerva is, I call her Rob's girlfriend because she's curled up in his lap every night and she's got these really sexy bedroom eyes. And she just looks up at him and goes, I love you, keep petting me.
Does she
Keep
purr
petting me.
like with a purr like
Yes.
one of these songs? I'm thinking of who's a good sultry singer? Does he like little Barry White? Does Minerva have a little Barry White?
Very white. You'll never find.
Fine. Another
Yeah.
time.
As long as you search.
Guys, we haven't even started drinking yet. We haven't even
Yeah.
started cocktail. But I just think it's really interesting, that aspect of your life. But now let's shift gears. Let's see your typing fingers. Come on. Let's see those typing fingers. Yeah, this woman knows how words and images should harmonize. Humbly, I can write. I am terrible as a graphic artist and things like that. I take a good photograph, but I'm asking you, how did you get into the field of graphic arts and become the editor of Cat Talk?
Well, the somewhat short version was after I'd spent 16 years on the jewelry bench, repairing jewelry, setting diamonds, doing custom design work, I suddenly found myself cut adrift, as it were. And that was in the early 90s. The desktop revolution, digital revolution had just started. Went back to school, took graphic design, learned computers, which I had been like, we're not going to learn computers. Oh, evil.
They're not going away.
Yeah, and then I got good at it. And as soon as I'd finished that stint, another CFA judge, Douglas Myers, who was a set designer at a photography studio. What people don't realize is Central North Carolina is furniture central. Because
let me interject, everybody. She's coming from Greensboro, North Carolina, and you are correct. It is a beautiful part of the world for quality furniture.
And not so good furniture, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
So the furniture market and the furniture showrooms there are in High Point. And at that time, there were probably 8 or 9 photography studios who all that furniture has to get photographed to get into sales sheets and catalogs and magazines and all that. So there was an industry with that. So I got in doing just as a basic retoucher and learned scanning and digital manipulation. We did all kinds of things. I used my Photoshop powers for good. I was experienced in critical color. Things don't photograph the color that they really are. Did you know that?
No, I did not
No,
know.
they really do not. The camera.
So my hair is really gray, but thank you for the camera lens.
If you'll notice, like photos of Russian blues and chartreuse always look a little red. It's because the camera will pick up the protein from them licking, and the camera will pick that up. You may not see it. So that has to all get corrected. So I would end up, in my little semi-dark office with a color, 5000K light box and with a sample of the fabric there and a calibrated computer. And my job was to isolate and make sure that this fabric looked like that fabric, because some of the, that real pretty olive green fabric, it photographs really pink.
Pink?
Pink.
Oh, there's a famous picture on Facebook. Is this green or is it pink? And people see it different colors.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just how the dye reflects the light and the camera picks that up.
Wow.
That's good.
So what color am I wearing right now?
You're wearing I see purple.
What do you see, Kathy?
I see purple.
Okay, good. All right. So graphics is one skill set, check, and you keep evolving, which is
kept evolving. And about the same time I started, I had learned layout, and I did layout, and I did it. In the meantime, I was known to some people in CFA. Had started doing some web design, did some side work for CFA. Well, come about 2013, after about 15 years in the photography industry, I think I was already an Aubrey judge by then. And I had the opportunity to contract with CFA to be, they just lost their graphic designer. I contracted with them to be their graphic designer. And I literally trained the guy who took my place, left on very, very good terms, and went to Australia and New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're a graphic designer, and everybody knows every time we get ready to show my kitty cocktail humbly, this is the lady that makes the drink look so delicious, and every single week. And what do you think about creating kitty cocktail graphics?
That has been a really different experience for me. I have learned a lot doing it. I've enjoyed
being sober, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what about Cat Talk? Because that's a magazine, and I hope, Kathy, are you putting some links up and everything? How can people get their paws on Cat Talk, get a subscription? Let's talk about this.
Kathy,
It's a great magazine.
Just posted a link. We have, good news, folks. We've gone all digital. Our last print issue will be our April issue, coming out shortly. And we've reduced the price to $20. Digital is $20 for 6 issues.
Good. That's awesome.
It is fabulous. Same content, same number of pages, same everything. You're saving on, the cost of printing. So what I am hoping is that people who haven't discovered this publication will discover it now, and that it will also be available to everyone worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they subscribe digitally?
It's Kathy. I saw it. There's a link in there. Click on link.
Well, go ahead and say it, because
it's in the CFA catalog. So it's on the CFA website. They have a catalog where you can buy books and subscriptions and pay your dues and things like that. So I posted the link directly to the Cat Talk. They just have to click on the hyperlink. It takes you right there.
Yeah. And if you
go ahead.
I was going to say, if you look at the palette, the menu at the top, it'll say there's a link there to Cat Talk magazine. Click on it.
Because I'm not seeing it. I'm Helen Keller behind the wheel right now, just hosting the show. So I just need to make sure. So I'm going to do something surprising. Are you all listening? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Arden Moore, Deep Pockets, Arden Moore is going to give away 1 free digital subscription to Cat Talk. I'm going to
Aw.
put it at $20. Just tell me how to do it. And Kathy's going to pick the winner.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of a good question that a lot of people may not know about Miss Teresa Kyger. So I think the question I'm going to ask is, for the start of Meowy Hour, Teresa has had her beautiful Russian blue Phoebe be the poster kitty. I want you to name the mother of Phoebe, who also lives with Teresa and her husband in Greensboro, North Carolina. So throw out those names. I'm not going to give you any choices. Do your homework if you have to. Is that the kitty?
This is Phoebe's.
Yeah,
This
don't
is
say the other
Phoebe.
kitty's name. Phoebe, we're going to ask everybody who your mama is.
Who's your mama?
And then when that is named next week, just let me know who I need to pay the $20 to.
My question is, was Phoebe's mother's name mentioned on this episode?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because I've been going back and forth between Facebook, so I couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah. And people can call Teresa and say, what's your cat's mom's name?
Or look up her pedigree.
Look at the pedigree. And we'll figure it out. But that's my gift.
Thank you.
Somebody's going to win, and I want to make sure that we honor Teresa. So
I need to renew my subscription, so you can throw another $20 my way if you feel generous.
yeah, I got to buy another lotto ticket. So we have about 14 minutes left. So I want you to please stick around, Teresa, because this is a special breed profile. My cats, Casey and Rusty, are going to pay attention because it's on the household cat division. I'm going to temporarily turn myself off video and audio as I get ready to make our kitty cocktail. So please, Kathy, with the assistance of Teresa, let's talk about household cats.
Okay, they're called companion cats in CFA. And please forgive the old graphics, Teresa. I didn't want to remake a whole new PowerPoint, so I just kind of edited this one. But this CFA has started featuring a breed of the week, going alphabetically through all of our breeds. Like Teresa said, there's 45 of them, so not quite enough to do a whole year. But the companion cats were put in there because they are ranked about 11 or 12, or maybe as high as 8 or 9, the number of cats registered in our association. So we are featuring the companion cats. The companion cats are any cat that is either a random bred cat, a rescue cat. It could be a pedigree cat that doesn't conform to the standard. It's anything goes with our companion cats. These could be cats that you feed on your doorstep. It could be cats that you sleep with. It could be anything, okay? In a previous episode, we talked about funny patterns, and so I kept this slide in here for the hearts. I'm not so sure this one wasn't doctored, because the legs and the chest and the face are just too perfect. But I love this picture with the kitty cat and its little toy that's got the exact same pattern on it. I thought that was absolutely adorable. Most cats, the only heart they have is the one beating in their chest and maybe the one on their necklace. So I like that little red heart on this little black and white. We also talked about strange patterns. Some of our cats can really have funny faces. Again, I'm not so sure. I've never seen a pattern like this ever on a cat, so I don't think that's real. I don't think this is a real pattern either with the white eyebrows, although it could be. What do you think, Teresa? You think it's?
No, I don't think so.
But I do think this one is real. This I could see happening with this random bred brown tabby and white cat, and I love the little white tail tip on this cat. These are some cats that were grabbed off of our CFA website. So when you register your cat and you upload a picture to get your membership card, your cat's picture goes up on our gallery wall of companion cats. And I think this cat was a national winner. that's one thing I wanted to talk about is people don't even know this. I always say this when I'm judging a show. You can get titles on your cat that is not a pedigreed cat. You become a grand, you can become a regional winner, you could be a national winner. So if people are interested in showing their cats, be sure and check out a show that's close to you. There's just a couple of rules that CFA has if you want to show your cat. And the show competition is called Household Pet. So companion cats are all the cats that are registered. Household pets are those that are shown. And to be shown, you have to meet a criteria. Your cat has to have its claws. It has to be at least 4 months of age. If it's 8 months or older, it has to be spayed or neutered, and it has to be able to sit or stand on its own. And that is the only requirements that is for showing your cat at a CFA show. I like this one with the lion. You know, we were talking about how much lion DNA is in your cat. There you go, Arden. Well, this one's 100% lion. And then cats come in all patterns. They come in all coat lengths. Did you see the lion cat, Arden?
Yes, I love it. I was roaring, but then I realized I was on mute.
So our cats come in all kinds of patterns, coat lengths, body shapes, head shapes, hair sizes.
Look
Look
at
at that tail. Isn't that
Now
amazing?
that's a tail stopper. I mean, really, that cat's walking down the street going, I'm bad, I'm bad. It makes, you know, John Travolta look in his heyday, look like he can't have any dance moves. I mean, really, that is a cat.
I think she just saw Mama and went, Mama. That's what their tail does when they see us. It goes straight up.
Yeah.
But anyway, we love our companion cats. They make us, like Arden says, make us better humans. And then I love judging the household cats. When I judge the household cats, I also do a genetic seminar, talk about colors, talk about patterns, talk about things like that. Anyway, I'm happy that we're featuring the companion cat. Teresa, I've had my say on how I pick my best household pet. What is your go-to story on choosing your best cat?
My bit is that I like to emphasize the human-animal bond and say that, you know, our companion cats are the cats who have chosen us to spend their lives with. And, you know, you don't pick your cat picks you.
You think Casey picked me?
Yeah, he did. He did. And there's way too many stories like that. So I always say that, to me, my best household cat is one that I imagine curled up with me on the sofa on a cold, rainy day while I read a good book. Because to me, that is like the definition of a companion cat.
Well, that's interesting.
I love that.
I tend to pick females for some reason, and I've never owned a female domestic cat. They've always been boys.
Really?
Anyone I've ever had has always been males. But when I'm judging, it's probably 85–90% of the time I will pick a female. I don't know why I'm drawn to the girls when I'm judging the companion cats for some reason.
I'm drawn to the patch tabby and whites, like that little girl we just saw.
There you go. You're drawn to the girls.
I see that, and with green eyes, it just.
Yeah.
Does Casey have a chance?
Absolutely. Oh, he's a great boy.
So I always say that I want 4 things out of my household pet when I judge them. I want them to be clean. It's a beauty contest. I want them to be the proper weight for their age and their gender.
That's good.
I want them to be halfway happy, because when they're happy, their owners are happy, right?
Yep.
And not to bite me. Those are my rules.
Not biting works across the board.
Do you share those 4 points, or want to add any other?
Not having the finger bitten is a good thing.
Okay. Well, a long time ago, I learned from, who was Joan Miller years ago. I love that woman from San Diego. And she always said she brings the kitties out, butt out. She never.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, always.
Oh, yeah. We always take them out. Sometimes with the Maine Coons, I'll make a backing up beeping sound. Beep, 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 because it's like moving a big, truck. But
anyway. Here, buddy.
So
we take them out backwards.
Speaking of companion cats, great segue for this. And I am a proud 2-card carrying member of Companion Cat World. And go ahead and tell us, for those folks that might be interested. I know last week we drew a lot of interest from our guests. Did not realize this is a great campaign waged by the Cat Fancier Association.
Exactly. So if you would like to register your cat, go to cfa.org/CCW. And I was talking earlier about the gallery wall. Here is CFA's website. So when you go to cfa.org/CCW, there's a big sign up now button right here. But you can see all the different cats that have been registered and everywhere they live. Here's one from the United Kingdom. This one is from the Philippines. Here's the United States. This one's from Japan.
That is awesome. I'm so happy.
Florida. Let's see. This is just Austria. So this is just one page. Here's a Canadian Sphinx, which is, the Sphinx originated in Canada, interesting enough. And so you can check it all out. 10% of your one-time $13 goes to a local shelter. So check that out at cfa.org/CCW.
That sounds great. Hey, we're going to shift gears.
Quickly, yes.
Yes, I'm happy to announce, thank you all. My May class for Cat First Aid Live Interactive on Zoom sold out. So the next 3-hour class is going to be, mark your calendars, June 23rd from 5 to 8 p.m. That said, if you can have at least 4 people that want to get together and learn Cat First Aid by Meowy with Casey and Rusty, call me, contact me, email me at Pet First Aid for You, and we can arrange for a private class. And I want you to know that that's a good thing. All right, drum roll. Wish me luck, ladies. This night's kitty cocktail has ice cream in it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, we know how Rusty
Oh,
feels
no.
about that.
It is called, appropriately, the White Persian Yummy Shake. It's a boozy vanilla shake that is just simply feline fine. And once again, pause and applause to Teresa Kyger, our special guest today, for creating this yum yum of a kitty cocktail graphic. I think you had a little fun with this one, didn't you?
I did.
So my ice cream is melting, but basically you get yourself a nice little glass like this. This is where I pray, because here comes the cats.
Right on cue.
And this is like an adult ice cream for you. So I'm putting in some ice cream, but it's not just ice cream. And you better no, you can't have the lid. Sorry.
Okay, I'll take the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming. And I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of bourbon. This
And
is
you really can't have that.
Yes, no, guys, you can't be here. And you want to put a little vanilla extract in it. Get away. They're like, we don't know. We know sit. We don't know stay and leave it. We're not dogs. And you mush it all together and you dress it up. Check this out, guys. You can put a regular size Oreo, but I found these little mini Oreos, and I have it in my here. So at this time, let us.
Do you like it?
Raise a glass. And this is a great dessert cocktail, but let us salute all cats, purebreds, and companion cats who make us better humans. Cheers, kitties.
Cheers.
Oh, I'm sorry, this drink I have to spoon into my
Oh, yes.
It's delicious. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming to see Meowy Hour tonight. Definite shout out to the Cat Fancier Association, to our sponsors, Kitty Raid, Doggy Raid, and Yummy Raid. Thank you, thank you. You guys love this. I want to thank our special guest, Teresa Kyger, with her cool Russian blues that are floating around in the background. Remember to find out what Phoebe Mom's cat's name. You could win a free year subscription to Cat Talk. Shout out to Kathy Black, my co-host, with her sleeping on her lap dog, Destiny. Next week, we're going to have Mikkel Becker back. She is an animal trainer. She's with Fear Free Pets. And excuse me, that boozy is going down the pipe. And she is also a best-selling author. She's going to give us some cat tips. So I really thank you all for giving up a Wednesday night and joining us on Meowy Hour. So until next time, it'll be same cat channel, same cat time. We're going to see you on Meowy Hour. Thank you, everybody.
Good seeing you, Teresa.
Good to see you, Kathy and Arden. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.